Oh, she's happy. Shetland's newest star, Ashley Jensen, joins us now. Ash, it's so lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you both.
So good to see you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all changed, isn't it?
It is, yes.
And especially for you. I mean, this is Series 8 now.
It is Series 8, yes.
You're a brand new addition.
Yep.
How did it feel joining such an established story?
It was a privilege, really. I mean, it's been going for 7 years with the wonderful Dougie Henschel, who started the show. And I think the time came where he just went, I need to do pastures new, need to do something else. But I think that the producers still thought there's a bit of life in this show yet. People still enjoy it. So I kind of say they've got the same show, but it's just from a different angle, almost.
It's a BAFTA award-winning show. Did you feel that pressure when you took on the role?
Do you know, I decided not to go down that route because I think it could be quite crippling if you kind of worry about how wonderful it was before you. So I really just looked on it as a 6-part series with no before, no after. It just is what it is, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and had the opportunity to go to Shetland.
No, we were talking about Shetland earlier, but neither of us have never been.
A
always
lot
wanted
of
to go.
people have never been, and it was the most magical, mythical, bleak but beautiful place. It was wonderful.
You said you took about 400 coats with you, and it was 35 degrees up there.
Well, we were there in the heat wave. So I'd already said to the costume designer, I said, right, when we're designing this costume, because there's a lot to live up to with Dougie's peak, let's face it, and we were like, we had to really think about this look and what I was going to wear and what our silhouette was going to be. And one of my prerequisites was I'm a little bit feeble. I've lived out of Scotland too long. I feel the cold, so I'm going to need something warm. So I was dressed head to toe in cashmere in a heat wave.
Lovely.
And that's the first time you've been to the Shetland Islands?
It is, yes.
I thought you would have gone, say.
Well, it's funny. See, I'm from the southwest of Scotland and it's the most northern point of Scotland. But that's the thing, isn't it? You never go to what's on your doorstep, do you? And I sometimes think that it takes you to go away and kind of travel the world a bit and see other places and then come back and go, God, this is amazing. This landscape and the culture and the colours and the music and the tatty scone and the square sausage.
And I've been at the square sausage,
sausage.
I mean, we've been told there's a lot of familiar elements to the series that obviously fans are going to know and love, but you play Ruth Calder.
Yes, I do.
I've got to be honest, I'm frightened of her already.
Yeah, I know. She doesn't smile much.
What's she like? What's she like?
Well, do you know, it's a really great part for me to play because I think predominantly I've done a lot of comedy. People know me from doing comedy, and I think that when I was sent this script, the first episode was just amazing. It blew me away because not only my character, but everybody else's character was so well-rounded. And I think with the advent of a new character in it, it almost shines a light on, like, Tosh, like Alison O'Donnell. You see her in a different light. But Ruth Calder's from Shetland. She got out there as soon as she could. She wasn't interested in hanging around there.
So she's done a bit of a disappearing act,
learned
her craft.
Act, exactly.
And she's been brought back.
She's been at the Met for 30 years, so she's reluctantly back on the island of Shetland, doesn't intend to hang about, making friends, and in fact, didn't even bring her hair straighteners with her.
But 400 coats, but no hair straighteners.
400 coats, no hair straightener. even my hair goes on a journey in this. I start off with really straight hair at the beginning, and then by the end, the elements and...
Diana Ross.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, the hair gets in the way.
Like you said, you know, we know you for doing all your comedy parts, and we love you for it. Is it nice stepping into a drama?
It is. You know, it's a really fortunate position to be in because I think that most actors want to be able to have a wee foot in each camp, really.
Yeah.
No, I know so many wonderful actors that are in drama and they're really funny in real life, and I'm like, you should be doing comedy and vice versa. People in drama, you know, people in comedy are like, I can pull a straight face as well. And
you were like Ricky Gervais's go-to, weren't like? What was it like working with him? Is he as hilarious on set?
Do you know, with Ricky, what you see is what you get. He just is. He's exactly that. And I think sometimes in extras, his whole kind of focus in the scene sometimes would be, right, I'm going to make you laugh, and I'm going to do something like...
That's his goal.
Yeah, I mean, it is, and it gets...
It's a wind-up.
Oh, completely, the whole time. The only way I could stop him was by saying, Ricky, it's lunchtime soon.
And they go, all right.
So he'd go, right, OK, got to wind it in a little bit.
I love the fact that you've done all of this work that we know and love, Ugly Betty, Afterlife, all of this. But this role, she is so different to what we would expect you to be.
Yeah.
Did you find it quite liberating going in as Ruth. I mean, I know there's a lot of action that goes on in this series. There's armed people come onto the island, like all of this goes on.
I mean, there's a whole new element, isn't there? It's like we've got, you know, it's almost like two different kind of sides of speed. We've got like Ruth from the Met, who's used to kind of fast-paced, and then we're into this sort of very kind of laid-back.
Couple of goats.
My sheep have got something on them. Yeah, so you've got two worlds colliding. But yeah, it was really nice to be able to play someone that you don't have to find not only the truth, but the truth in the comedy in line. But I've realised I think I look a wee bit better when I smile.
Oh no, I see. I think you've got the moody going on.
What do you think?
Oh, I like it. I mean, we love you smiling. Don't get me wrong, but I do like the moody. I've got to ask though about action.
Yes.
Because was there any like stunts you had to do? Did you have to roll down an hill?
Well, not on this job. I mean, no, I hadn't. But when I did Agatha Raisin, I did quite a lot of my stunts.
Well, yeah, that was quite a lot in Agatha Raisin.
And I would throw them in, and the production manager would come on set, and he would see me rolling down a hill and doing a pratfall, and he would be like, "We've not got a stunt coordinator." I was like, "Ian, it's fine. I know what I'm doing." And he'd be sitting there going like, "Oh God, don't break your foot! Don't break your foot!"
Will we see any of Agatha's lipsticks in this?
No heels and no lipstick. I've got a solid shoe in this one.
So, actually, if you've got a taste for Ruth, then can we expect Series 9?
Dougie did 7.
Well, he did, didn't he?
So,
come on.
That's entirely up to if people and the audience watch it and like it.
Would you, if it was ever offered, say, oh, you know, come back up to Shetland, we'll do another 6 series, darling?
Absolutely. Listen, I've got puffins to see up there and otters and orcas. I didn't see anything. Everyone talked about this wildlife, and every time it went cut and the camera stopped rolling, everybody would literally be going, apparently there's orcas in the sea today. But I never saw anything.
You didn't see one?
I saw a puffin skeleton.
Oh.
A puffin skeleton?
A wee puffin skeleton, yeah.
What, puffin that used to be a puffin?
A puffin that used to be a puffin.
Oh.
They're only that size, you know. They're tiny.
Tiny little?
I know. Yes, with a funny little kind of sound. They kind of do a kind of like a... Not like that, it's like a pterodactyl.
Do you know what? If Shetland don't work out, you could be a puffin impersonator.
It really was...
I was sold on that. I was sold on that. Ashley, honestly, it's so lovely to have you in the studio.
Lovely
Good luck with Ruth. I'm sure people are going to love her even just from that clip. And it's always a pleasure to see you.
Absolute pleasure, yeah. Thank you.
Remember, Shetland starts tonight at 9 p.m. on BBC One. Collection, and Mr. James Blunt joins us now. Morning, James. Lovely to see you.
Morning, guys. Nice to see you.
First and foremost, how are you?
Yeah, I'm so well.
Yeah?
I've been locked in a studio for a year, so it's nice to be allowed out and talk to you.
We've let him out. We've let him out.
James, I don't think we've had somebody on the sofa with so much to promote as you.
I'm flogging everything.
Honestly, James, this is all you.
Yeah.
This is all you.
We've got a single, we've got an album, we've got a book, we've got a tour, we've got a documentary. Where do we start, Rylan?
I've got no idea. Where do you want to start?
Well, I think if everyone buys everything, then I promise to just give up
No,
and leave you all alone. If you buy all of those, then I promise I'll just leave the country and go.
I did see you last night on Twitter. I was going to comment, but I thought, no, I'm seeing him in the morning. You've got quite a way of trying to flog the album. I think you said anyone that buys the album will get to...
Have a body part.
A body part of yours to take home.
Yeah, I mean, I've always found selling music harder than most. Most people enjoy the music, and so I've had to find other ways to promote it.
It is lovely, though, because, I mean, your last album was more of a celebration of your career.
That was my greatest hits album. Greatest hit album in my...
Greatest hits. Put it out there. Put it out there.
And so, so now I've got a new album out, and these obviously aren't going on my greatest hits, so these are all just bonus songs in my life, aren't they?
Is it nice to always still create the new music? Because everyone loves you, obviously, for the back catalogue, and then bringing new music out when you've had such success, do you ever get worried thinking, oh, it's not going to...
I do it because obviously, music is something that means something to me. It's the way I express my emotion, and the record label called me up and said, "Come on, get in the studio and got to put something out."
Yeah, it's got to be done.
So the new album, Who We Used to Be, has got some real bangers on it. Is that living in Ibiza? Has it been rubbing off on you, James?
Totally. I guess what's happened is that, I did put out a greatest hits last year, and so now, as I say, I'm writing songs for myself, and so I'm really having fun with it. There's some songs that obviously been influenced by my time in Ibiza. David Guetta's in the next door studio, and I'm ripping him off as I go. And then obviously, without... And then these are songs for myself, so there's some, really personal songs about what's going on in my life, and, things have changed. changed in my life in many ways. You know, I've got a little family, and I write songs that are not just about me, but about the people I need to look after.
And your songs are very, very emotional. They just hit all your heartstrings, don't they? And your new single is very personal to you. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, I'm married to an amazing person, and we have aspirations to start a family, and some of those aspirations we've achieved, and we're really lucky for, and others we haven't. And, you know, those battles we've lost, we struggle with. And my way of dealing with that is I go and write a song, and that song is called The Girl That Never Was.
And we're going to be hearing that today in the studio.
Something happy in the morning for you to hear.
It's exactly what we want, straight after the cat.
Exactly.
This is what we come for. James, we're loving the album. I love the artwork as well, which is just...
Yeah, that was me taken when I was 10 years old. It was taken in Yorkshire, but obviously, as it was raining and grey, we have obviously done a little tweaking.
This is what people spend all the money on the photo shoots. Just take an old photo out from when you were 10.
You're so cute.
It's a gorgeous picture. Absolutely lovely picture. But the album, we love the music, but this... I'm worried about this, James.
The book is very, very different. I mean, my music's always is a little earnest, isn't it? A little serious, but the book is more like the Twitter feed, but it's a book of my life. There is a phrase, isn't it? Everyone has at least one book in them.
Yeah.
I should have kept it in me. It's just so rude. My mother called me up and said, I think you should remove some of the drugs or the perversion.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
So is that why you said that, you know, is loosely based on a made-up story?
It's called Loosely Based on a Made-Up Story, just in case the lawyers get in touch.
So basically, you're making out it's lies, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Just out on air, it's fine.
Yeah, I can't really... my lawyer is... what's that? They're speaking in my ear again. It's not true. It's not true.
So this is a collection. It's an autobiography, in a sense.
It's a non-memoir.
Yeah.
But I've lived a long time in Ibiza, and I've really lost a lot of my memory. And so it's a non-memoir. And where many people change the names to protect the innocent, I've kept the names the same and embellished the story, kind of like the Daily Mail does.
There is quite a lot of stories in here that we really cannot talk about.
You can't talk about on daytime TV.
Television. But for anyone at home, if you were going to sit there and say, you know, I'd like you to go out and get my book, what would you say to them to go and get this? What have they got to look forward to?
I don't know if I can say. It's just, you know, don't show it to a child or a grown-up. Okay. Somewhere in between.
Okay. And you've also got a documentary coming up as well. I didn't know that you were in the army.
What? You didn't? God, that's all I talk about.
Really? Oh, right.
He's not banging on about it!
I've just been banging on about that for 20 years now.
Yeah, Kosovo War.
Yeah, no, I look bigger with a gun. I know I'm a small human being to you now, but I look much bigger with a gun.
And what's your documentary going to be about?
I suppose it's about my favourite subject, me.
Yeah.
It's these guys came in on the tour. They'd done some amazing other documentaries, like the Bros one and the KLF documentary, and they came and followed me around for a year. And I really hoped it would kind of, you know, I'd come across as a kind of, you know, UK's equivalent to Tom Cruise. It didn't really turn out that way. I'm more like an Alan Partridge figure, and so it's really like Spinal Tap meets Alan Partridge.
And how did you feel about letting the cameras in?
I regret it afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah. Is there any of that in here?
So, not really. But, yeah, it's, you know, it's a weird thing when you watch yourself back and go, oh, damn.
Yeah, but do you know what? Something you do, maybe, I hope, watch yourself back, because we all do, and don't go damn, is touring. Because you are fantastic, and everyone loves to go and see you. You're back out on tour. Are we going everywhere?
I am. I start touring in February. We've really covered all the things I'm flogging, guys.
We ain't got the time. I've got another cat in at 12.
Tickets on sale now. Almost sold out. Move fast. So, yeah, I'm going out on tour. I love it. It's an, you know, absolutely amazing experience. What I'm really experiencing now as well, an amazing thing, is that I've got a ton of people in their 20s coming, and I don't know why that is. Maybe they've heard these kind of dance tracks I've done with the likes of Robin Schulz or Lost Frequencies, but maybe they're just the kids who've been forced to listen to my music by their parents when they were very young, and they just know the music. They don't like the songs, but they just know all the words, and they're coming along to the shows and they're singing all the songs. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, I think we've promoted everything that you're...
Have we done it? Are you happy we've done everything?
How much do I owe you now?
We'll talk after the break.
We'll talk after, but what I really want to know is if you've still got a crush on Alison Hammond.
So much so. I haven't managed to get a phone number yet, so I was going to ask you...
Oh, babe, we'll dish that out. I'll do that for a fiver at the front.
Yeah, brilliant.
Absolutely.
In the bake-off tent, you did admit to having a little crush on her, didn't
she
you?
was such a joy to have on that show, because I don't cook, I can't bake, I know how to turn the oven on, I can really cook a bowl of cereal, about my limit, and she was just a joy to have on that show. She was just one bake worse than me, which is...
Just one bake worse. Story of our life, isn't it? One bake worse, Alison. James, it's a pleasure to have you on this show.
Thanks
it
so
really,
much for
really
having me.
is. And we couldn't Well, Will.i.am joins us now. Happy Halloween. Will, we've got to start with that. Do geese have bumps?
No, because people say that all the time. I got goosebumps. But
Has anyone checked the geese?
Never even seen if the geese have bumps.
Can we get a geese, please, or a little ghost for Will.i.am? We want to check if it's got some bumps. We're going to find this out by the end of the interview, I promise you. Well, it's so lovely to see you today.
Good to see you guys, too.
12 seasons of The Voice UK. I mean, the OG, tell me you still love it as much as you did when you started.
I love it. Seriously, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, to be around, like, aspirational singers that are looking to make a career out of their passion, bringing joy. To be around that energy is refreshing. It's like a jolt of energy all the time.
And there's a big change in this series, isn't there?
Yeah, we got groups. Now you could have, like, groups. So next year we're going to have it, too. So if you want to be on The Voice next year, watch The Voice this year. But if you got a group, you come on the show.
Will, I know you get this question all the time, but what are you looking for this year? Like, I know you've seen so much talent pass through those doors, but what are you really looking for this year?
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce?
Yeah, some awesome sauce.
Just a bit of sauce.
Yeah.
Lovely bit of sauce.
Yeah, I mean, everybody could use some sauce. Especially if you want to be the boss. You have to have sauce.
No, look, I know you're not going to give anything away, but even we were watching that VT and you're like, they're good, she's good, he's good, this is good. Have we got some great people this year?
You know, I don't know where they hide in the UK, but right when you think you have an awesome year, the next year is even awesomer.
Yeah. There's a lot of great people that have come out The Voice as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Becky Hill, one of my favourites. She was on the show
Yo,
years ago.
Becky Hill. Like,
yeah, big up Becky Hill. Justice for Becky Hill. That's what I say. It's about time. Are you still always constantly looking for the same type of thing where you go in with the same mindset, or do you go in completely open?
Never. Never. I don't... I mean, except for, like, if an awesome, opera singer comes, I'll, like, turn for that because I know, everyone's going to say... I don't know what to do with that type of music, I'm not kind of coaching, I don't really understand
saucy
that,
enough for me.
So I'm like, yo, boom. I like to press my button for, like, opera, oddities, obscures, you know what I'm saying?
A little bit different.
Differentnesses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Little finesse.
So that's the best way to impress you. Go in, be a bit different. Will.i.am's going to bang that button.
Yeah, because, like, the other coaches are going to keep it, like, traditional. I got to break that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you are totally different. I think I've never come across somebody that thinks just so outside the box like you. You don't think the same as everybody else. Have you always known that about yourself?
No, like, and now thinking outside the box is like, everybody does that.
Yeah.
So now I think in the box, and I kick the freaking edges and turn the box into a circle. Now you can't even recognize the box.
And then you spray sauce all over it on top.
That's it. Well, you say you obviously look for all the different in the acts on The Voice. Your fellow coaches, you've got Ollie, you've got Anne-Marie, you've got Sir Tom as well. I know that you're very close with them all. The rivalry, though, Will, when someone comes up there and you've bashed your button and Ollie Mers or Anne-Marie turns around, Sir Tom turns around, I mean, what's your best pitch, do you think, where you go, I'm going to fight until I die, until I get this one?
I don't really have, like, a strategy, like, up my sleeve. I like to, like, be a little bit, like, fresh off the cuff, improv a bit. Like, soon as they can predict you, it's predictable.
Yeah. You'd rather just go with the flow.
Now, your single with Britney Spears, Mind Your Business, dropped this summer. What was it like collaborating with Britney?
I've always liked working with Britney. She's awesome. We recorded that song originally in 2010.
Oh, my goodness, that's that long ago?
Just the lyrical part,
Yeah.
2011.
Why did it take so long to be released then?
The same reason why it takes a long time to go from grapes to grape juice to wine.
Yeah. Just got to make it better. Got to make it
sometimes
perfect.
you got to let things ferment.
Is that what it is?
See, I remember Scream and Shout, the song that you did with Britney as well. That was the one song that they used to play us in the Big Brother house. It's the only song we were allowed to hear. This one. This is the only song. So this always reminds me of being in Big Brother. I absolutely love this tune. Will, as much as we love you working with Britney, you've just released your new single as well, Let's Go. Tell us there's loads more music still to come.
Yeah, I got music coming out.
Around going, I want to do a collab with you.
Rihanna.
Yes.
I did something with her called Photographs in the past. Beyonce, I did the remix to Break My Soul.
Yeah.
But to rock with them, currently that would be awesome to do that. They're my favorites, yeah.
And one thing, and I remember watching a show that you were on, and you were looking into AI. What are your thoughts about AI and AI in the music industry?
So first, I think musicians need to have a central place to work. Right now, musicians are working across 5 different platforms. Not just musicians, creatives in general. They're working off like a messenger and then a digital asset management platform, email, Zoom. So FYI.ai is like a great tool for creatives to work across. I think in this new age of generative AI, artists are going to be competing with not only like humans, but AI will be, you know, making some pretty fresh music in the next couple of years.
Do you think there needs to be some regulations on it, though, Will?
There needs to be regulations that don't stifle innovation, of course, but regulations that protect us across the whole field.
Yeah, your identities as well, like the voices that the AI can come up with can sound... We've heard it online where we think it's someone's new single and it's an AI.
Yeah, but what about if somebody calls you and you think it's somebody, but it's not?
There's a lot.
FaceTiming, Zooming.
Well, look,
not only just voice, but even face stuff as well.
It might be good for some music, but it's no Will.i.am in our eyes.
You know, I like to look at it like, you know, one day AI is going to do yoga, but it ain't going to stretch for me. You got to stretch. Some things you got to do yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's honestly so lovely to see you, but there's someone else here that really wants to see you, Will.i.am.
Well, are we going to cook?
Well, surprise, surprise, Will.
We're about to cook?
Because it's Juliet's here. She's back! We had to reunite the pair of you.
I knew he was about to cook.
Yeah.
Now, we know, Will, that you've got a very busy day, so you can't stick around for cookery, but we have to get Juliet in.
They're awesome sauce apples, applesauce apples. And they're especially vegan. I've created some vegan royal icing for you.
So it's vegan chocolate?
Plant-based. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And vegan royal icing, made with aquafaba rather than egg whites.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, has this really made your year?
Say again?
Has this made your year?
Oh, yeah, of course. Chocolate apples?
Chocolate apples.
You can't get any better than that, can you?
Well, I'll tell you what more you can have is The Voice coming back this Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes. Make sure you watch it.
8:20, we're going to watch it.
yeah.
We're going to watch it on Saturday. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck with the series. Juliet, we'll see you in just a second.
Thanks.
Aged a day.
No, we're so excited. Alan's here
You
now.
liar.
It's all the Sonic going on.
I've learnt such a lot. Who knew?
Don't what you want.
I've got side boob crease, I think.
I'll sort you right. I've got some lovely masks.
Thanks,
Got
mate.
some lovely sheet masks for you.
Alid, was that you and little Alid there?
Yeah, absolutely. No one's ever done it before, and I had the opportunity of singing with my little boy voice. Went back to the 80s, found this footage that no one had seen since the 80s, and yeah, the magic of technology. I go in the studio and sing with little Alid.
So clever.
It's
And look,
amazing. My
here it
producer
is.
hates me because it takes a long time to do it, but yeah, full circle. So it's 40 years in the making.
And what I love, one voice.
Yeah.
One voice.
Even though there's
Because it
two.
is one voice. Just at 2 different times of life, darling.
You're the only person that's got it, right?
Do you know what?
There you go.
How it took me this long to come back, I'll never know. I'll never know.
Nor me either.
But Alid, genuinely, I mean, you've been doing it so long now. Did little Alid ever think, all these years on, he's going to be sat on this sofa still talking about it?
With you two. No.
Definitely not with
You
us.
know what? No, I still pinch myself. You know, this is album 43 or something like
43.
that. And I still get excited. You know, I love making an album, the photos and the track listings and stuff. And that's what's so odd about, well, not odd, I suppose, but different about this. There's the core classic pieces like Panis Angelicus, Ave Maria. But there's also stuff like Sailing and Bright Eyes, all the stuff I used to sing as a little kid as well, you know. So there's some very dodgy outfits because, of course, there's videos to go with them as well.
Which you recently found some of those videos,
Yeah, well,
didn't
that's
you?
how the whole thing came about. You know, it was a series from 1983.
That you filmed when you were a child?
Yeah, and there were multicoloured
Oh, what a
shots.
beautiful outfit. We're going to get you doing a fashion item next week.
Check that hair out.
Check the checkout. Have a look.
Literally, my mum cut my hair, and the only clothes shop in Bangor in North Wales was Burton's. So I was head to toe in Burton's with my mum cutting my hair.
If you ain't got a brand deal by 1 p.m, I'll be fuming.
Thank you.
I'll be fuming.
10%
for
going
you.
your way. No, it's been a fantastic project. It's the last one I'll do. I've done 3 other albums with my young boy voice, but there's no more, you know, footage, no more recordings and stuff. So this is
this is the end of Little Alid.
Yeah.
Where did you find all the footage to then?
Oh, I found it in a drawer, believe it or not, in my mum's. My mum's got these, like, drawers with stuff like old tapes and old shirts and bow ties I used to wear. And, yeah, in there, amazing. And they keep everything. There's literally everything.
But that's what we love, don't we?
Yeah.
We love like a little hold.
Yeah.
But look how randy it's coming now.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was randy then. I wouldn't
that's
describe
a different
my
show.
album as that, Rylan.
That's a different show. Tell us about the new old music that's cropped up on the album.
Well, there's me playing Walking in the Air, because, you know, every Christmas I play the piano. I write music a lot. That's probably what I'm going to be doing a lot more of in the future. And so, yeah, it's a kind of a late-night piano version of Walking in the Air. Just why not, really, you know, because every Christmas it comes up. Somebody tweeted earlier on that they know it's Christmas because this morning Have Me On, they defrost me, and on I am.
You and Mariah will have it.
Mariah's top of the freezer and I'm kind of down the low.
As long as you're in it, we're happy. That's all right. But, I mean, Walking in the Air, I mean, it's the song that made you, that we all know.
Yeah.
But it could have been... There it is, any
excuse.
Think of the money, Alid, think of the money.
Do you know, every time you play that, I keep thinking that I flew that kite, and I didn't, because there was no wind at all. So there were two grips basically pulling the string.
Can you stop ruining people's shoulders, please?
And I had a Burberry scarf.
I know, you were doing all right.
In North Wales.
That'd be worth a fortune now, that scarf.
Absolutely.
So there you are singing Walking in the Air, which we all know and love. But what happened when your voice broke?
Basically, I went to college, did lots of TV, radio, and then started gradually to go back into the singing. And then, you know, from the age of probably about 21, 22, I've just been singing again. So it's been great. You know, I can't complain. I've been very lucky to have all these amazing things happen to me, you know. And then, of course, you know, TV took over for a while. That's where I first met him.
That is where we first met. It was my first ever job after X Factor on Daybreak with you and Lorraine.
I had to look after you.
You did look after her. You looked after me very lovely. You did. Left it. I felt like I was walking in the air.
Oh,
I did.
here we go.
Bring it back on, Brad. Bring it back on, Brad.
Was it like living two parallel worlds then? Because you've got your college life and then you were going off to Hollywood. And
it was mad, because I was in comprehensive school, you know, Monday to Friday, and then the weekend, Hollywood, Rome, you name it,
just
really.
Casual.
But it was just a mad 4 years, and, you know, there's lots of stories that I haven't told in the past, and so next year I'm going on the biggest tour I've ever done, and this is mad. Every time I see it,
I've just seen how many dates you're doing.
There's about 100 dates next year.
Are you all right?
I'm looking forward to it, because it's just me. No musicians, nothing. I'm going to sing, but I'm going to play the piano myself, accompany myself. Lots of stories, lots of embarrassing photos from when I was a kid.
We'll be there.
Oh, thanks. But I'm really looking forward to it. You know, it's just kind of an evening with, and that's it.
Yeah.
Why not? You know,
I suppose we can head to the website to find out all the details.
Yeah. It's 40 years, as you say, so a lot of stories.
Lots to talk about.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to talk about you a lot.
Oh, that's what I'm worried about. We can't have you without mentioning your lovely daughter.
Oh.
Because, I mean, how proud must you be? She's done amazing.
She has, yeah. You talk about Hollywood and stuff. It was crazy, you know, the film that she was in, winning the Oscar. And
Coda, wasn't it?
Coda, yeah. And she spent 6 months learning sign language, and she's a really hard grafter. You know, I couldn't be prouder of her because of that, really.
Well,
and
should we know where she gets it from?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that.
40 years.
Do you know what? No, she's really hardworking, and she's got loads of projects coming up. So, and she started here as well, funny enough, back in the day as well.
Amazing.
So, yeah, I'm very proud. Proud of both of them, of course.
I love it, honestly. I really, really do. Alid, the album, One Voice.
Thanks for having me on.
Full circle. It's a pleasure. And good luck with the tour as well.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
I'm looking forward to it. And you said you're coming now, so
I'm coming. That's it. It's all over now. Me and Alid out on the turn.
Absolute pleasure.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Alid.
Alid. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Looks absolutely brilliant, doesn't it? It looks so, so good. Anyway, we are joined by Joel Dommett.
Hello.
To see you.
Oh, it's always good to see you, you lovely people.
Joel, is this basically the last gig you're ever going to be away from home for more than 7 weeks? Because you squeezed it in before the baby came.
It really was.
One more job.
I know. She was 30 weeks pregnant when I got home, so it was kind of.
It was on the cusp.
I was luckily. I was really holding on. I was like, please don't give birth early, please, for many reasons. But it was amazing, honestly.
Was you a big fan of this show beforehand?
Yeah, so I sort of got into it through the Australian version, which is available on Amazon, and so I started watching that, and then I started watching clips of the American one. So when this honestly came into my emails, like, do you want to host it? I was like, oh my, yes. I'm such a massive fan of the show. What's really weird for me now, I've seen in a couple of episodes, is because I'm a fan of the show, seeing the show with like UK accents feels so odd.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, finally it's here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited about it as a fan, you know?
Because originally, on the TV in this country, it was only on for like 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, it's a couple of series, and but it feels like it's really the time for it to come back.
Yeah.
And I feel like reality has kind of gone in this sort of cyclical motion where it's now like really, it's nice to see sort of normal people back on telly again, and these sort of Big Brothers back as well. And I feel like there's a real thirst for reality again. It's really exciting.
So I don't want to ask you the same question you've probably been asked 1,000,001 times when doing promo, but for people that haven't watched it or don't remember it, or don't know the US or Australian version, what is the concept?
So it's basically, it starts off with two tribes who are battling against each other. They have nothing when they arrive. They have absolutely nothing. They have no food, no shelter, no toothbrush. They have no food, nothing. And no fire. Just themselves.
They have clothes.
They have one set of clothes that they start with. And it's so mad when you see them over the sort of 5 weeks or so when they were there. They're still wearing those same clothes that they were wearing, but they look so different.
Must have hated you turning up from the hotel every day. Like,
so fresh.
Oh, hi, guys.
Just like, what, another khaki little outfit I've got on? I wore a lot of khaki and camel.
Did you put a bit of aftershave on so they could all...
Yeah, just so they could smell it in. And then they fight against each other in these tribes, and then eventually it becomes one tribe, and then they sort of work in themselves to win £100,000 in souls. That picture, in fact, when I got off that boat, well, this is a funny story. So just before I got, this is the epic first shot.
Yeah.
Where I came in on this small speedboat holding a rope, like epic, looking like a real epic Survivor host. And then just before I climbed up onto the big ship, I just had a little wee off the side of the boat, right? Just a little wee, because I thought, I'm on telly, I just had a little wee. And so I climbed up the ladder, because I was quite quick to sort of put it back in, you know, because we were on telly. We were in a bit of a rush. I get up the ladder, and I'm like, welcome to Survivor, not knowing I've got a little wet patch going on. Camel trousers, nightmare with the camel trouser. And
we don't see it, though, do we? Do we see it?
I had to reshoot that little bit of me coming up on the boat and going, welcome, everyone. So
that is so cute.
An awkward conversation with your direct twin.
Yeah.
Joel, I want to do that one again. You're like, no, I got it first time. It's great. Oh, trust me.
So it's great. It really feels different for me.
Did you present differently on this? Because obviously you've got the slick Saturday night, you know, Masked Singer Joel.
Yes.
What sort of Joel is in this show?
I realised I had to sort of change it slightly because, you know, Masked Singer is very different. It's sort of shiny floors, sort of upbeat, energetic.
It's a party, isn't it?
It's a real party, yeah, exactly that. And so it has to be slightly different. When you're around sort of 18 people who are sleep deprived and they've been sleeping on a beach, you can't be like, what's up, everybody? Welcome. You got to, like, bring it down a notch.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'm trying to just sort of chill it out a bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's fun for viewers to see sort of a different side of me. It's like before Christmas, and I'm, you know, wearing my camel and my khaki, and you know, just grew my beard out a little bit, tried to get and then after Christmas I'm in these shiny suits stood next to an octopus or whatever, you know. It's fun.
What are the challenges like? Like, how would they compare to I'm a Celeb?
They are so epic, like they're so huge. Like honestly, I'm not even biased, but you'd get to the sort of the set wherever they would be filming it on these epic locations, and they were mammoth. Some of them were just, you couldn't believe that they could even get the stuff there to be able to make it. They were huge. And the things we put them through is absolutely incredible. And some of them are really sort of quick ones, and then they're really strength-based, and some of them last for ages. These sort of famous things on Survivor called endurance challenges, which go on for a really long time, this one being a perfect example. And they're really tough. In terms of difference to I'm a Celeb, I mean, you know, I've seen both sides of those things, but it's the I'm a Celeb stuff is much more sort of bug-based, and so they just sort of put you in a thing and then they throw loads of stuff in,
kind of thing,
which is exactly, and it being celebrities is very
Do you think
different.
you'd struggle with this show, then?
I think I'd enjoy the sort of physical aspect of it, but I'd be terrible at the sort of mental side of it, because there's the whole side of Survivor, which is figuring out who's voting for who's talking behind who's back, who's kind of... So there's a real...
It's going to Big Brother vibes.
Exactly.
Or Traitors.
Exactly.
It's like Traitors.
Very similar. I think Traitors came on TV at a really perfect time for Survivor in a way. It's sort of... I feel like Traitors sort of lubed everyone up and we're ready to shoot in.
It's mad, isn't it? So how
Really
is
glad
fatherhood...
you used that analogy.
Sorry, that was a terrible metaphor.
We've got to ask about fatherhood, because obviously, last time we were on here was with me and Holly. We were doing nappy changing. How's it worked out?
I am so good at nappies now. We need a rematch. Honestly, I love it.
You were literally terrible in it.
I'd never done a nappy before in my life. That was the first time I'd done a nappy. First time. I'm now so good at it. I'm good at nappies, I'm good at sanitising, good at burping. Those are my jobs. There's nothing better when you're burping a 5-week-old baby, just doing this for about sort of half an hour, and you're like, one day it's going to happen, and then you just go burp, and you're like, come on!
Yes! Why were you blindfolded in that clip, Al?
It was just because we obviously have changed a nappy before, me and Ollie.
A long time ago, though.
But he had never changed a nappy before, so we were blindfolded
Once
to
you
give
get
him an
into
advantage.
it, you really get in the zone, don't you? I really enjoyed it.
I really enjoy it. And, like, because it feels like sort of a Formula One pit stop.
Yeah.
You're just, like, trying to do it as quick as possible, and then sometimes you change it, and then more comes out. You're like, oh, God. And it's like, oh, and then more comes out.
The perfect one, it's all the envelope.
Yes.
And you're like...
It's absolutely smashes. I used to work at McDonald's. It's very similar to the McFlurry machine sometimes, and it's like more comes out. It's very fun.
Good luck, man. Survivor launches on Saturday, 28th of October on BBC One, and the iPlayer will air Saturday and Sunday nights. Best of luck with it.
I love you both. Thank you so much for having me.
Back at you, mate. Absolutely.
Of the heart.
And Bonnie joins us now. Bonnie, apologies for what you're about to hear, by the way.
Oh, she's got a good voice.
We are going to be singing in a minute. But don't listen to her. You've released
just said I've got a good voice.
There'll be no living with her now. So the memoir.
Oh, yes.
The various points in your career, what a lovely trip down memory lane for you.
Well, that picture's 40-year-old.
Yeah, but you've aged so well. Look at the back picture as well.
Yeah, I say thank
you
God.
You look stunning.
Botox.
Like Alison said, it's a fairy tale. I mean, your story's unbelievable.
Well, I was brought up in a council house with 3 sisters, 2 brothers, and we had a lovely home life, And
he was happy, wasn't he? It was a house of love, wasn't
it? Yeah, but, years ago, there was no internet and all that, you had to make your own fun, you know? And, but I really got into music, and especially when Radio 1 started with,
Yeah.
And I used to listen to Radio Luxembourg, all of a sudden, to hear your favourite music on the radio was like magic, wasn't it? You know what I mean? And then I got... I was always singing in my bedroom with a hairbrush, as girls do. And my auntie put my name down for a talent competition. So that's how it started.
Yeah.
So she must have seen that talent early on.
Yeah, she always used to come to the house and I'd be upstairs, singing, and she'd say, Gaynor's got a lovely voice, that's my real name. Why don't she, go into this talent competition that's going on in the local rugby club? So she put my name down. And although I was kind of like, oh, no, but I wanted to at the same time. And I was extremely shy, believe it or not. I used to be very shy.
But when you get on stage, even then, did it change? Did you have
I'm
that
Bonnie on stage, I'm Gaynor at home.
Right. But the first time you got on stage, was that the moment where you went, oh, hang on a minute, this is what I wanted?
Yeah, and the first time I went on Top of the Pops, oh, my God, in this very building,
I know.
Yeah.
Do you remember who you were on with?
Yes. Yellow, Cliff Richard. Wow. And the wonderful thing about Cliff Richard was he was on the same show, and my brother had asked me to get an autograph from him, right? And you know what I mean. I didn't like to ask, but I did. And just as I asked Cliff, I said, can you give my brother Paul an autograph, not an interview? And and then this floor manager came over to him and said, oh, Cliff, we got to go. So he said, I will send that to you, Bonnie, make sure I get your address. And he did.
Yeah.
He sent it, And since then, we've become friends as well,
So what was the big break for you? What do you think was the big break? Because it was kind of like an accident, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I was singing in a residency for like 7 years, and clubs on weekends, working men's clubs.
There you are.
Conservative clubs.
Yeah.
And But I was singing in this club called The Townsman in Swansea, and Roger Bell, who was working for Chapel Music in London at the time, came to Swansea because he'd heard of the Vic Oakley, a wonderful singer in the band upstairs. And he came down, actually, to sign him. But he heard me singing, so he told Ronnie Scott and Steve Wolfe, who wrote It's a Heartache and Lost in France, about me. So they invited me to London to do some demos, you know. That was incredible luck, you know, fate. I believe in fate.
Yeah. And then you signed, but obviously, sort of label RCA. So when you signed that first record contract, what was that like?
I know. 5 years on RCA, and Elvis Presley was on RCA then, you know what I mean? And they got, you know, I was there for 5 years. And then eventually I moved on to Sony because I wanted to change more into more raunchier music, you know. And I really wanted to work with whoever Meatloaf was working with, you know, and the head of the A&R at Sony said, Bonnie, come on, get a life. This is never going to happen. This is Jim Steinman.
It's the great Jim Steinman.
I said, listen, I know I can do that, you know, just ask him, you know. And they said, don't hold your breath, you know, it's never going to happen. I said, well, at least ask him. 3 weeks later, we invited David Aspden, my manager then, and I were invited to New York, and I had a meeting with Jim. That was weird. He put on a row of M&M sweets.
Like a little Hansel and Gretel trail.
A bit like E.T. was in the cinema at the moment.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah.
And the M&Ms. And anyway, so we got into the building, you know, eventually after all the security checks. You can imagine, you know, it was penthouse overlooking Central Park. And when we eventually got in the lift, we got out of the lift and there's this row of M&M sweets. I'm like, what the hell is that? And it led to Jim's door. It's all in my book.
Oh, there was something that I read in the book was the fact that, I can't believe this, Whitney Houston asked you for my autograph.
I know, but she was only a young girl then.
So this was before she was, like, massively famous?
Absolutely,
so how did you get in touch?
Well, I was in another competition in Japan, in the World Yamaha Song Festival.
Yeah.
And there was, I think it was 32 countries that were taking part. And then they cut it down to 16, you know. I was in the 16. And then I couldn't believe it when they called my name out. I won it. But Sissy Houston, Whitney's mum, was singing as well. And she came second. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And anyway, so that's when Whitney, who was a young, beautiful girl then, about 14 or something, she asked, could I have your autograph, please? I can't believe it, you know, and she went on to be this mega, incredible singer.
Hey, I bet Bonnie, she still had that little autograph.
I don't
Bonnie, when you, so, you know, talking about Jim Steinman, when you heard Total Eclipse of the Heart, obviously you've done so many songs and you've got such a great body of work, but when you heard that for the first time, did you know it was going to be this banger that's just endured? Like...
Well, David and I just looked at each other and thought, oh, God, this song. The only thing is, were people like you going to play it? Because it was nearly 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
So Jim had to edit it down to like 4 minutes 50, broke his heart to do that. But eventually, everybody was playing the full version.
Because he basically wrote, he was an incredible writer, wasn't he? He wrote almost like these mini operas, really.
Oh, yeah, well,
like
that's what he did, you see. He was theatre.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he actually started writing, so he told me, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Meatloaf was gutted he didn't have that song, by the way.
It wasn't.
He said, that song should have been mine. I said, tough, I got it.
I can't imagine anyone else singing it but you,
no
to be
way.
fair.
Well, anyway, he started writing it for a vampires musical.
Yeah.
But then he changed it all then. Yeah, but David and I really, you know, it was the best, you know, incredible.
Amazing.
I'm so glad I wanted Jim to to produce me, you know. And it was wonderful. I did 2 albums with him in the end.
Yeah, what a man.
Let's have a little taster. Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming round. I told her she got a good voice. Every now and then. Yeah.
What a voice. That is so amazing. And of course, you're on tour at the moment.
Yeah, I just done 15 shows in Europe. I got another 15 or 20 to do before Christmas and then spend Christmas in the Algarve.
Absolutely amazing.
But my book was co-written by a ghostwriter with me. She was wonderful. And Jordan Paramore, it was great, you know. I remember all these things.
Yeah. There it is. Straight from the heart, Bonnie Tyler. Thank you so much, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Lovely to meet
and I'm
you.
sung with you now. I feel so special. Thank you so much.
Now, he's a super vet who spent 3 decades saving the lives of animals with incredible innovative methods.
But for his new project, Noel Fitzpatrick has put down the scalpel and picked up the pen with a moving tribute to one of his 4-legged friends. Morning, Noel. Well, here it is, Kira and me.
It's amazing to see it.
Do you love it?
Well,
I like all the...
It's a beautiful looking book.
Kira wrote it through me.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's so special. It looks like she would have wanted it to look.
Oh, it's beautiful. The illustrations are gorgeous. No, I love that kind of... Look at that. Really nice.
That's my favourite bit in the middle there where I said, no, the bit with the biscuits, because she says... so I say to her, we don't need to agree on everything as long as we agree on the most important thing. And she says... biscuits? And I say, no, love.
There you go.
And that's what the book is.
Yeah, but really biscuits.
Well, poor Kira did pass away in 2021. You actually saved her life to begin with, didn't you?
Yeah, so she had a bad accident, and thanks to my colleagues and myself then operating, all of us saved her together. But this book is a celebration of companionship with anybody, you know, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your relative, and in this case, your family member. And in the end, it occurred to me this morning as I was coming in here, I don't suppose very many people in their lives have actually felt the heart of their best friend stop in their fingers.
Yeah.
And in the end, when I cut down on her chest to try and save her, in the end, her heart was actually on my fingers as she passed. And that put me in touch with something ethereal, something that transcends us. And that is unconditional love.
Yeah.
And that's that I think is really important.
This is it's exactly, because this is kind of an ode, really, I think, to anyone who has that unconditional love both for and from an animal, because it's both spoken and it's unspoken, I suppose, with an animal, isn't it? You know,
it's very hard to express in words, which is why she wrote the book through me. Because this isn't a book about grief. This isn't a book about sorrow. This is a book about joy.
Yeah,
it's a Christmas book about rejoicing in everything that you love about your family at Christmas time. That's why it's all red and glittering. And for me, having her in my life was the best friend and the best experience I ever had. And I'm so grateful for her being a conduit, a heart stent through all of the blockages of life. She just cut right through them and said, Daddy, it's great to be alive.
Yeah, but you know, when I've got friends of mine, when I've lost animals, and when I've got friends of mine that lose animals, and mates of mine have always gone, oh, I couldn't do it again. And I get it, because you're getting a best friend that you lose in 10 to 12, 14 years, whatever. And yet, the love you get and the love you receive, right, and the love you give.
Well, it's non-judgmental. It's non-transactional.
Would you say to people, you know, would you going to get another dog? Would you say to people that go through that grief and go through that pain, yeah, but get back on the horse?
Well, I have 2 beautiful cats in my life, Ricochet and Excalibur, and they keep me on my toes.
But Excalibur's a bit naughty, though.
Excalibur is naughty.
Very naughty.
He picks up all the little screw things that are on the floor of my office, because I'm not the most tidy surgeon, and he hides them in my duvet in bed. So when I jump into bed, screw in the posteriori, and he just sits on the end of the bed going, ha ha ha, caught you out again, Dada, caught you out again. But to your point, Dermot, it's not even that love, it's the love that we could share with each other. In a time of man's inhumanity to man, this is a beacon of hope for everybody, no matter whether it's a human or an animal you love.
No, do you feel like Kira kind of saved your life as well?
She did. And I say at the very end of the book, and when night's pillow nuzzles back the day, the only light you get to keep is the love you gave away. And it's true for the people we've lost and for the animals we've lost. And we need to rejoice in those we have in our lives now. We live in a difficult time. So rejoicing in that love every single day is what I get to do. And I'm so grateful that I get to be the guardian angel of that.
That's so lovely. You've also done another children's book as well, The Super Pets and Me.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So Super Pets and Me is a beautiful book, and I was in a school last Friday of 570 children aged 8 and 9 in a sports hall, and it was phenomenal because there could be a Nobel Prize winner in there, and they all loved it. I showed them a skeleton. I showed them how our skeleton is the same as a frog skeleton or a cat skeleton, and they were all reading Super Pets and asking, how does the metal bond to the bone? And it's fabulous because it makes them inquisitive about innovation through frustration. And I also talked to them about bullying and about other problems that they might have and how bullies can't look in the mirror. And I gave them some tips and tricks through that book about how to deal with that. And it was immense for me. A little girl who had had a really difficult time came up and just gave me a big hug. And I was like...
that destroys you.
It was amazing.
You're gone.
Yeah, and they come to my tour as well. So I'm touring both of those books and other things at the moment.
Listen, the tour is good. Yeah, that tour is like, that is not a book tour, I tell you. That is like a rock star. It happens to be a vet going around.
So on the tour, what's amazing is it's all ages. It's like 12 to 108.
Yeah.
And I get to pull out a guitar and play it very badly. I get to dance to Harry Styles music very badly. I get to not sing very badly.
Yeah, but people love it, though.
But they love it because it's about failure and then success on the top of that, which is the journey of a surgeon. So the tour is where I get to express a little bit of Ciara and me for the first time in the world and express to the children and all the adults in the room how we can all become a community of compassion through all the stories of the animals. And it's wonderful, wonderful.
No, I had no idea you had a background in drama, not unlike our Alison here. Is it true you once lost out to a role to Colin Farrell?
Yes, Colin Farrell is single-handedly responsible.
I can see the resemblance.
No, Alison, don't even begin. Don't even.
I'm unavailable.
Don't even.
Let me know if it's
don't even begin. Yeah, I had done the Bill and Casualty and Heartbeat, and I went to drama school because I wanted to know how to translate complex things. Because I have a very clear goal, just to change the world. You know, not just a little.
But you are changing the world.
I want to instill love where there is not love. I want to instill peace where there is not peace. I want to instill hope where there is not hope, and that's what I want to do with my life. The language I have is the bond between a human and an animal, but I needed to learn that. So I'd done the Bill, I'd done the Casualty, I'd done the Heartbeat. I was on Casualty one night as an actor opposite Imogen Stubbs, and the following night as a vet, and my swan died. And the people complained you had an actor killing a swan. And it was actually a vet pretending to be an actor on the previous night in Casualty. But then I went for my very last role when I realised it wasn't destined to be an actor. And that was me and Colin Farrell for Ballykiss Angel.
I can't believe it.
And I lost out to a better man. And that's why all successes stand on the shoulders of failure.
Have you ever told Colin Farrell that story?
I have, and he laughed his head off. Yeah, he laughed his head off. And I said, well, I bet you've never performed in Scunthorpe. And I do this week. Fantastic.
You're incredible.
Thank you, mate.
Absolutely
As
amazing.
always. Don't know where you get the time, literally. He doesn't even sleep, this guy.
I know.
Noel's new book, Ciara and Me, is out today. Best.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks a million, Noel.
Thank you. Thank you.
They're all fed. They're all right.
Well, they are high maintenance, I tell you. Thanks, everyone.
Good to have you back. I did feel a little bit lost without you, to be fair.
I imagine you handle it quite well.
Anton was ready to jump in.
I bet he was.
Oh, yeah. If you only had a slightly larger earpiece, I'd have been there.
Well, listen, guys.
Well, that's just a taster of what you can expect from Strictly, Anton de Bec's brand new novel, The Paris Affair. Ooh la la!
Oh, did you like the way I was reading that?
I
love the way maybe I could do the audio book.
Would you?
If you want me to, darling, I'll do it.
Would you do me a discount, Brian?
No.
No.
No mates rates.
Oh, right.
Sorry, sweetheart.
No pay, no play, baby.
No. Well, there it is.
How many is
the
this,
book.
Anton?
There it is.
Sixth.
This is the sixth in this continuing saga. Although I say it's a continuing saga, take my bins off, but it is. They are standalone novels. If you haven't read any others, you can go straight into.
Oh, so you don't have to read.
No, you don't have to read them all. But the joy of it being a continuing saga for me is that I can just develop the characters. I don't have to think of sort of a whole new situation because I love it so much. And it would have been terribly sad for it to have ended after the first novel and go on to do something else. So the joy of it is being able to develop. And we're at a point now, we're in 1941, and Raymond's gone off to Africa to fight in the war. But we can revisit his sort of backstory a little bit. And this takes us into Paris during the 20s. And there's a chap that comes into the story, and we have to wait and see and decide whether he's a goodie or a baddie. But he's an old chum of Raymond's from back in the 20s.
Well, I think the reason why it does so well, Anton, is because Raymond is so similar to a certain someone not too far from where I'm sitting.
Not Dermot.
No, you, darling.
Oh,
very similar to you. And I think that's the reason why you are a Sunday Times bestseller author now. And I think that's the reason, because we feel like he is you. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes.
But they do say write about what you know. And all the characters in the books, they've always been people I've either met, bits of them and bits of that, and people I've heard wonderful stories about. My old teachers used to be great raconteurs and tell me lovely stories about the people that they used to dance with and have lessons from. Old guys, I mean, from the 30s and 40s, wonderful characters. They just conjure up these wonderful images in your mind. And so all of that goes into the melting pot of the story. And then I love things like Agatha Christie and Hercule Poirot, and I love the way they dress and all the settings and London at that time, and all of this stuff, all your influences go into these characters and the settings.
Would that have been your ideal time to be alive?
I would love to have been around in the 20s, to have seen the early part of the last century, coming out of the Victorian era and coming into the new century, and then before you know it, we're into the First World War, and then coming out of that and thinking that was the war to end all wars, and yet it was only an amnesty, and before you knew it, we were into the Second World War. But that time between the wars is a fascinating time. So much changed. I mean, the Roaring Twenties, things like the Charleston and the glamour.
I was going to ask, in terms of dance, was it an unbelievable?
Incredible, because the music, of course, music changed. Jazz came into our lives from America. People danced in a sort of hedonistic way. During the First World War, people would do things like the foxtrot because it was a walking dance. The foxtrot is based on walking, as you know.
Yeah.
And it was just a walking dance, so because we weren't sure if we'd be back next week from out there. So we didn't want to have to start learning step forward side together, back side together. The waltz is the oldest dance from the Viennese waltz, but the foxtrot was always the dance that people danced.
That you could do with anybody.
You could do with anybody. You could take somebody up and you would walk and dance together. And
that's fascinating, isn't it?
And then the quick step was born out of the foxtrot because of the influence of jazz and the speed of the music. So a lot of foxtrot music, as we would know it in that time signature, played quicker. It's the same song, but it's just in a much quicker tempo. So the quick step was born, and from the influences of things like the Charleston, etc. So all of these influences, that's a great thing about sort of ballroom dancing, if you like, is that it was born out of life and society.
Yeah.
And what happened with everything. And the frocks and the suits.
Sort of
and the
social history through art.
This is the most interesting conversation I've ever had with you in my life.
It's amazing what you'll get with a sausage roll.
But how did you find the writing process?
I love it.
Does it come to you straight away?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one of these people. If you put me in a shed at the end of the garden...
So that's a lot of words.
It's like many 500.
Words. This is 500 pages.
This is a big one, yeah.
It's a dictaphone thing. What do you do?
This is I have somebody doing this, and I'm narrating the story.
Oh, wow.
I'm sort of doing the book in audiobook.
And he's like, no, not that, no.
And my sort of mantra is, if it makes no sense, tell me. So we sort of edit. Or if I repeat myself, Say, said that.
That's a really,
said that.
that's a really unusual way of working.
I don't know, actually.
So would you then... You'd have a chapter plan sorted in your head.
I have an overall plan.
Yeah.
So classically, it's like choreography, really. My big stumble is always a beginning. This is always the bit that takes sort of the most amount of time for me, is trying to get the beginning right. And how are we going to enter into... Because I want people to go like that, open the pages, and sort of step into it. And then find themselves, a bit like Mr. Ben.
In this world.
And then here we are, and I'm off and running.
Yeah.
And there's the novel out in front of it. But now I'm living it. I'm not just reading it, I'm part of it.
Yeah.
I want to immerse. There's nothing better than being immersed into a story that keeps you going like this. That classic, I mean, you've heard all these things. I'm going to put it down, but you can't put it down.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's 2 o'clock in the morning, it's still... And I'm going... And I want you to be part of the book, because I want you to feel like you can live it. That's the perfect combination for me. And you can only do that if you live the characters yourself.
There's one thing that I can't put down at the moment. Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh, nice.
Isn't it?
The turns, the ups, the downs. You as a judge, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Do you miss not dancing?
Sometimes.
But then you're always dancing with Shirley on the grams.
Shirley and I are always having a... We don't do too much. We don't want to exhaust ourselves.
Yeah.
But we do enough. And it's lovely, actually, because
Just
we'll
keep
do
your
something.
toes in it.
You know how it is. It's good for Shirley. Shirley appreciates it, you know.
It's good for the grams.
It's good. But it's lovely. I love it because... And dancing with Shirley, of course. Oof, have some of that. I love it. But yeah, it's been a great series.
How are you finding it? How are you finding...
Loving it. It's up and down. People are having good weeks. People are having not so good weeks. And I think that's the real magic of the show, that we don't have an overall sort of winner every week. We have people up and down and up and down.
And Eddie was so good. He went this week.
He had a 10 from Shirley, but last week, the week
so
before...
good. And then Amanda, I couldn't believe she's leaving as well.
Yes.
I was so sad.
That's terribly sad, because she's terrific. Could have made it all the way to the final. I thought she was very, very
Look
strong.
at that posture.
Look at her.
Such a shame.
It's
Maybe she could do it
amazing.
another year, I don't know.
Maybe she should come back.
Anton, do you find the hardest thing is not mentoring the contestants? Because most of the dancers are also mentors at the same time, right? Because they're helping these people like through the process and learning and teaching them and all of that, right? So do you find the hardest thing about judging is that, and we always had this X Factor, the judges would find it quite hard to sometimes just to step back and be hands off and let them get on with it.
Do you know, it's a funny old thing. It's and you'll remember this.
Yeah.
Any amount of praise is so uplifting.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Just even the smallest amount, you hang on to that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I'm walking down a corridor and I see somebody and go, "You were amazing last week," or if it's after the show, I go, "You were amazing this week," they go, you take
that.
I want to. But if somebody sees that, and I haven't said it to them, it could seem like favouritism.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
you've got
there
to be
isn't
careful.
any. So I try to, and this is the thing that not upsets me, is the saddest thing of all, is I can't get involved with anybody, so I have to stay away.
Such
so
a shame.
we're up on the 3rd floor, the judges,
Yeah.
away from everybody, and everyone does their thing, and then we come down and do the show.
the hard bit.
We'd love to be in amongst it and go, keep going, you're doing great, because that's all it needs. And people go, do you think? Oh, yeah. I go, all right, I'm off.
Brilliant.
But you can't, you see, because you've...
Anton, thank you so much. Anton Zubik, The Paris Affair is out tomorrow on the 26th. Best of luck with him.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
That's tomorrow, by the way, the 26th. Tomorrow.
Coming up
Did I
next
mention
night,
it?
Come on. But with so much fame and success, who was the man behind the movies and the music? We were joined by his longtime friend, Cherry Shilling, to find out. Cherry, what a privilege and a treat to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
We're so excited to have you on.
Thank you. Morning. It's
Good morning.
lovely to have you.
Yeah.
Cherry, go back. When did you first meet Elvis? How old were you and where was it?
I was 12 years old, living in North Memphis, and they had played the record the first time the night before. And it was basically a rhythm and blues station. And so Dewey Phillips said, "This is a boy from Humes High," which racially said he wasn't black because he was doing blues. I mean, he was doing rhythm and blues. And I'd been listening to rhythm and blues since I was 10. So I don't know. Then they came down, did an interview because the lights kept coming up wanting, Dewey to play it more. And Elvis does an interview. He doesn't know he's doing the interview. He's waiting for Dewey to start, but Dewey knew he was so nervous. And I was a big James Dean fan. And Elvis had that rebel kind of James Dean, and I being a good little Catholic boy, I'd go to bed and I'd go, Elvis said, I mean, God, the neighborhood's not that big. I'd like to meet this guy from Humes High. Because my mother had gone to Humes High.
Yeah.
I had cousins there in the same grade with Elvis.
Yeah.
I go to the park the next day in Memphis, very poor neighborhood. And there was like 5 older guys. And they didn't have, Elvis was so unpopular, they didn't have enough people to get a football game. So one of the guys said, knew my older brother, said, Jerry, you want to play with us? And I thought, God, Red West's a big football player. I said, yeah. And we go into the huddle, and I realized my quarterback was Elvis
Presley.
So you was a fan of Elvis before he was really
I'm an original
famous.
fan. Yeah, before he had a hit record.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I know the Inner Circle was kind of called the Memphis Mafia.
Yeah.
And you was in that. What was it like to be part of... Like, you're there, you're experiencing what he's experiencing. What was that like to be part of the group?
I mean, he took me on a great ride. But, you know, we would go into Vegas before he was performing there. He loved other artists. He liked to see shows. So we'd go in a limousine. We'd have...
Which one are you?
Black...
Where are you in this picture?
So this is me.
Oh, okay, you are.
I always learned to stand right behind Elvis. They'll never edit you out. Yeah, this
Those
is...
two guys are like, you go in the end.
That's Red West that I was talking about. And his father and up there and...
his dad.
Yeah, so, gosh, yeah, that brings back a lot of memories.
What was it like when he first became famous and you were his friend? Did he have, like, did you know he had it to start with? And did the level of fame surprise him? Was he surprised by how big he got?
I think so, for sure. And Dermot, it was, you know, it was so different. You know, we know the process nowadays of rock stars and how people develop and all that. There were no blueprints at that point, so we didn't know what was happening. So Elvis, the people that he knew before, in general, high school, me, whatever, he wanted to surround himself with people he trusted.
Yeah.
And so we went through that, and it was very. We forget, you know, everybody loves Elvis now. Thank God and thank Elvis, but. A lot of people didn't, you know. Because
he was the rebel and because he was so risque. And...
Yes, and nobody was used to it. Parents were afraid of him. Politicians were saying, we're not going to have him.
Amazing.
And he never rebutted. He just did his music, did what he did, and the world came to love him.
He was very loyal, though, as a friend, wasn't he? Was he quite a generous man to you all as well?
Well, you know, I lived at Graceland for 10 years.
Did you?
And
Did you have to pay a bit of rent?
No.
Very generous.
Yeah. And
he literally let you stay there for free.
And the home
10 years.
So, and the home I live in today, he bought me in '74.
Oh my God.
I'm the only person outside of his immediate family he bought a home for.
Wow.
And it's in California. I laughingly call it Graceland West.
But you never called it Graceland, though, did you?
No, the house.
What did you call it? The house?
When we were, Elvis bought it in '57, and, you know, we played football, and he would say, yeah, that's great.
He's so handsome, isn't he?
Beautiful.
So handsome.
And come out to the house tonight. Yeah, we never called it Grace.
Joey, what was it like to go through the ups and downs and when his health wasn't that good? And I mean, it must have been heartbreaking as a friend, like an old friend, to see, you know, to see him for. But then the '68 comeback special was like, you know, that definitive concert. We just saw a bit of it there. That must have been so uplifting, the highs and the lows.
You know, that's a great question. And we did go through highs and lows. We laughed, we had fun, and we cried, and we hugged. All of us guys, not just me. But, you know, I think the lows, my friend was a genius. And periods of his life, he was given mediocre work, and he wanted to stretch, and he wanted to do A Star Is Born, one Barbra Streisand. And I don't think you can take a genius and have them just do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I lost my friend at an early age because of creative disappointment. Even with all the great success that he had, that caused other problems.
Yeah.
But that was the cause of the problems, in my humble estimation.
Yeah.
That must have been so difficult when he died for you and everyone.
I couldn't believe it. You know, I just, he was used to me coming in and every once in a while leaving because I wanted to learn film editing, then I wanted to learn the road. And I had left in '76. When I leave, I still spent weekends with him and whatever. And if I would have known that I was going to lose him, that the world was going to lose him, I would not have left in '76
Oh, it's a shame.
to be the Beach Boys manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm still
Which you
doing.
still are. Yeah. Tell us about this show, The Very Best of Elvis in Concert, with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. So, how does it work?
Well, it's really great. I was, I co-hosted with Priscilla here about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I did one in Australia about 7 years ago. And I'm a behind-the-scenes guy, so I was a nervous wreck to go on and host and introduce certain things. I have to say, from touring with Elvis, hundreds and hundreds of dates for years, this show, the audience, it is the same as being on tour with Elvis. The audience reaction. I mean, the last one I did, we closed here at the O2 4 years ago, and there was nothing but standing ovations. I mean, it was...
So this is going to be like the closest you're going to get to Elvis by coming to watch this show?
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely. Wow. I get chill
And you're not
bumps
doing
thinking
all
about...
the dates, though, are you? You're doing a few of the dates?
I'm doing most of them.
Yeah.
I'm doing Birmingham tomorrow, Manchester the next day, Leeds 2 days after, and then Halloween we will be here at the O2. So, it is such an honor.
Well, listen, Joe, we can speak to you all day, honestly. I'm so sorry we've run out of time, but thanks so much for coming and reminiscing with us. And
thank you, Joe, and good luck with the show.
Thanks for having me.
The Very Best of Elvis in Concert, live on screen with the Royal Philharmonic, kicks off today. Tickets are available now. Thanks a million, Jerry.
So lovely to meet you.
Yeah, lovely.
Thank you. And Rick Astley joins us now. It's so good to have you on the show, back on the sofa.
Nice to be on the couch.
Oh, how does it make you feel watching that? I mean, that's 36 years ago.
Yeah, I sweat a little, if I'm honest. I do, because it's like looking at school photographs or something, or you know what I mean?
Still looking good, though.
Well, you're a lovely woman.
You've still got it.
You're a lovely woman. Lovely woman.
How old were you then? What was the...
12. No, I was 21 when Never Gonna Give Up came out. So yeah, I recorded it when I was 20.
Quite a lot to get your head around, a 21-year-old, isn't it?
I know, and also because that first song just kind of took off everywhere. I didn't really get a chance to take anything in. It was just doing its own thing, and I was chasing it around the world, you know. So.
Well, that song has actually been re-recorded.
Indeed.
For what reasons are we re-recording
Well,
this?
I'm doing a campaign with Specsavers, and but it's not about specs. It's about hearing. And they got in touch and said, look, we want to make people aware of how that's all changed and the thing, and take away some of the stigma from wearing hearing aids. Some of my friends have hearing aids, and I kind of think we're in a new world where no one thinks twice about wearing glasses, as if that's a stigma thing. But, you know, you remember the old, when you were at school and you got the glasses that you were given at school, and it was all a bit. So I think they just want to move that forward. And obviously it really matters to me because I've spent my whole life relying on my ears to actually do all that nonsense, do you know what I mean?
So
and
true.
everyone I work with, you know what I mean? So it's a massive part of my life.
So do you struggle with any hearing issues at all?
Yeah, because of this, I actually went to have my ears checked. But I have noticed over the last few years, and we all have in-ears when we play live, and I've been turning them down over the past 4 or 5 years because I've noticed that it's been too loud. I've come off stage sometimes, I can feel it ringing. So anyway, so we re-recorded Never Gonna Give You Up with some very strange lyrics. And basically, it's lyrics that people have sent in to them saying, this is what we think it is, which I struggle with because obviously I've been singing that song for 30-odd years, so the lyrics are the lyrics, you know what I mean? But yeah, but it's been a fun adventure, to be honest, and I do now have hearing aids, and I'm just kind of getting on that journey of finding out when is good for me to use them, it's usually in social situations where I'm not hearing a conversation at the other end of the dinner table.
Register kind of thing sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm sure it's been affected partly by my age, I'm 57, but also I think because I have been around a lot of loud music, you know, so.
And I guess the in-ears now probably weren't, back in the day, they weren't the same quality, were they? I mean,
no, they're pretty amazing.
Smaller as well?
They're tiny. I mean, they're literally tiny. But also, I think the quality of them is unbelievable. The technology in them is unbelievable. A really good friend of mine who used to be an engineer and producer actually works at a hearing aid company, and he designs the systems for them and everything. So I've been talking to him for some years as well. So, yeah, it's kind of... it's going to be interesting because the more I've started to use them, you know, going to social things more than anything, I haven't started using them for anything to do with work because obviously I have to put something in my ears to work almost, you know. But
they're unbelievable. My father-in-law in Norway, he's just changed away, like he's 91. He answers his phone with them. It's just like,
yeah.
They're incredible.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a totally different world, I think. And I think that's, again, from an awareness point of view, we've done something fun with the Never Gonna Give You Up thing, but it is a serious thing for a lot of people, you know, and I think there's a stigma to not wanting to go and get checked, and people leave it for years before they actually do. That they can do something about it.
I know loads of people who don't want to wear them because of the stigma of it. Let's have a look at the re-recorded version.
Dessert spoons, I've broken mittens while I'm thinking of you. Wouldn't get this from any other guy. We've known each other for so long. Your aunt's been naked, but not too shy to sing.
You're brilliant. Yeah, that's my favourite one, that, to be honest.
Well, listen, the trick, I'll just watch half an hour of that.
Me too. We could do it with all your songs.
Well, Peter Kay used to do it when I went out and opened up for Peter some years ago.
Funny.
And he used to do the thing. It's hilarious, man. It's just
really
so funny.
Listen, we have to talk Glastonbury because you were... I mean, you literally, you own Glastonbury. It was just like...
Thank you.
You're the act that stole Glastonbury. You were so good.
Thank you. I had a great time. It was absolutely amazing. It couldn't have gone any better. I think sometimes you get luck on your side and just everything works out. We had a terrifying moment just before I went on where my in-ear pack wouldn't work. And like 4 minutes before, I'm thinking, OK, this is, you know... And also, we went out at 11:30 to look at the audience, and there wasn't one. And then at 12 o'clock, it's just a sea of people.
80,000 people out.
So why does no one turn up early?
Because they're in the sleeping bag. Because they're still rolling out of bed,
aren't they? Roll out of bed, and the first thing they see is the 12 o'clock slot. Yeah. And Rick came... I was lucky enough to be side of stage because I was working that day, Radio 2, and, you know, your pass gets you all around places.
I would have been the first one there. I would have been literally waiting there. You would have walked out and remember like that.
You were sensational. But it was such a lovely, feel-good moment, though. Like, everything from doing Harry's As It Was to doing... Was it Back to Black or Highway to Hell?
We did Highway to Hell, yeah.
Oh, you playing the drums?
Yeah, I did on one tune, yeah. I mean, I was a drummer as a kid, and I kind of think, you know, I'm always still in love with getting on a drum kit. It's still one of the most satisfying things to do in the world, I think.
I always love watching artists at Glastonbury look at the crowd, because that crowd is like, you're looking down, and in your head you're probably thinking most of these people are going to be 40s and 50s, and then the first 10 rows are so young, they know all your words.
Well, I went to see Texas. Basically, I got schooled by Charlene because she just ran the thing, and it was amazing. And I was watching it going. I was literally taking notes about how to do Glastonbury. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because I've never done it before.
What makes you more nervous, live performances like that, or writing new music?
Well, obviously, there's nerves in the live thing because things can go wrong.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I also think the thrill of doing live gigs has never left me. And whether it's like getting up in a pub with some friends because it just happens and takes off that way, or whether it's doing Glastonbury in front of 80,000 people, it's a different set of nerves, but it's still nerves. But I still love both sides.
Rick, you've got it when it comes to live. Like you're stand-up funny, and you know you sort of like the craft and the art's there, and yet you don't take yourself seriously.
Well,
You're so comfortable.
I try to sort of bridge that gap between those videos that we were watching a minute ago and what I'm doing today. So I dragged a hairdryer on stage with me.
Funny, Alison.
I mentioned to the crew, like, literally 10 minutes before we went on, I said, can I have a hairdryer? And they're all looking around at the PA and the lights and everything going, is that going to fuse that? No, we'll get him a clean feed. So they got me a hairdryer. So I did my quiff mid-song.
It comes back and just does doing this.
And I just, because I just think, embrace the kind of moment as it's a fun thing, you know, what a fun thing to get to do Glastonbury at my time.
You did Smiths covers as well with the Blossoms.
Yeah, we did with Blossoms, which is amazing.
Yeah, it was
absolutely gorgeous. I love doing that.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, new record. Indeed, yeah. That photograph is from 1989.
You know what? I was literally going to go, and who's that?
Yeah, well, it's me in 1989, darling. Yeah, I couldn't get in those jeans anymore, but yeah.
Are we there yet? Tell us about this.
Well, I was in America for quite a few months last year touring, and we were on a bus, and we kept going to the front of the bus saying, are we there yet?
It's like kids.
And we did like 56 gigs all over. And then I also started thinking about my age, and at what point do you sort of say to yourself, OK, I've done what I wanted to do, because I have done a lot of things that I wanted to do. But I always think there is a horizon. There's always something to look forward to, and there's something new. I mean, look at the Stones, McCartney, all those guys who wrote the first page in the book. Yeah, so I kind of think it is about that. It's about where I am in life, and do I feel like I'm there? And I kind of think
you're so happy at the moment.
I am very happy.
No
I'm extremely lucky, you know, and that might come across as a bit cheesy, but I am lucky, you know, and I don't ever let myself forget it, you know.
Nice.
Should we have a look at the new single very quickly? Come on, let's have it. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of production went into that.
Shot on a phone.
No, I don't believe it.
Yeah, shot on a phone. We had like an afternoon, and we just said, look, we just got to get something done. So my wife and I, we were in Denmark, and we ran off to the beach in the woods, and she shot it all and did this thing.
What a great wife.
And the crazy thing is, the next video is directed by Sir Simon Pegg.
Oh, stop it.
So, yes, which is like from one extreme to the other, because obviously he's a super talented guy. He's wrote an amazing treatment script for it, and we had an amazing couple of days shooting it. And but what he brings also is all that years of experience and talent, but he also brings his friends who work on massive movies.
Yeah.
And so it was just an amazing thing to do. So we've gone from iPhone to like the best crew in the world. It's like sort of like,
once
you know,
it's with your music, it's fantastic.
Are we there yet? It's available to stream and download now. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.